Welcome to the Bad Mom Show, where we flip the script on shame, shed light on what's made you feel invisible, and take your story back. It is time to step into that bold, baddie mom you were created to be. Around here, BAD stands for blessed, already approved of, and divinely designed, because you are not a bad mom. You are a leader. You were chosen for your family on purpose. You are divinely designed and anointed as the heart of your home, and you can confidently own your mantle of leadership as a fiery woman to lead with boldness, not burnout. This is your space to reclaim the parts of your story that have felt like weaknesses and discover they were actually your superpowers all along. It is time to shine as a BAD mom. Are you with me? Let's go. Hey friends, welcome back to the Bad Mom Show. I am Teresa Todd, your host, and around here we flip the script on shame and we take our stories back. If you listened to last week's episode, it was a deep one. Excuse me. We talked about that mother-daughter wound. If you didn't listen to it, go back and listen to it because I know it's a topic that is sensitive, but I really believe many of us have, whether you've dealt with it before or are dealing with it now. It's real and it's powerful. And we talked about how we get triggered. And today I wanted to kind of continue that conversation with what do we do in that moment when we feel triggered? And obviously this applies to all of your kids, not just your daughters. But this is an area where I know we get stuck as moms. I have felt this myself. Like, I just want to change. I just want to fix it. I just want to fix me, right? We put all this pressure on ourselves to get it right. Because truthfully, we don't want to react it to our kids in a triggered way. We don't want to repeat negative cycles or patterns that we may have experienced in our own childhood that are triggering us now. You know, we don't want to react with harshness or dismissiveness or growing distance or critical or perfectionism, whatever it was, you know. But we get stuck and it can feel really hopeless. I get it. We have to have that awareness. But when it's happening in real time, that's hard, right? It is really hard to slow down and think rationally in those moments. Your body has taken over because we are officially in survival mode at that moment. So I wanted to just go there. Let's talk about this because it matters. So what's actually happening when you get triggered? We're just diving right in. Sorry, I didn't really give you a minute to like go grab your coffee. Take a pause if you need to. But really, let's dive into this. Let's get clear. When you feel triggered, what is happening? Well, it's not just an emotional reaction. It is a physiological reaction in your body. And I love me some neuroscience because it's literally what's happening. Your nervous system is getting triggered, right? We've talked about that survival brain that gets triggered. Its job is to keep you safe. So you go into fight, flight, or freeze mode very quickly because it's sensing some danger, even if it's not really a dangerous situation, but something is familiar that has been stored as this is danger. So your brain is filtering the present through something from your past. Usually that has been wired since childhood. That's why it's so hard for us to stop in the moment. So, for instance, your child talks back, or they are having the meltdown of all meltdowns. They ignore you. That's a touchy one. Intentionally ignore you. They intentionally push your limits. Oh my goodness. Yes. You get triggered, right? Your body's not seeing a little kid in front of you anymore. It is responding to a stored experience in your body. And you either want to fight back against that threat. That's how it feels. It feels like a threat to your safety. So you might start yelling or being really controlling, right? Or flight. You might walk away, literally leave the room, or you might emotionally shut down and just grow like ice them, right? Grow really cold. Or freezing, which is kind of a combination of both, where you kind of dissociate, like you just are disconnected from what's going on, and you start numbing out. Maybe you go do something like scroll on social media or something like that to help you come back down. These are all physiological responses from your body that are totally normal. This is how our brain is set up. It's just trying to protect you. Why is this important? Well, because what we really want to do is we want to change our response, right? We want to respond more calmly and think more rationally about our words before we speak them, and not let our emotions take over. But it's too late, right? Because our nervous system has been activated. So we don't have access to that frontal cortex, that rational part of our brain. It gets literally shut down because your body is like, I just have to stay alive. Like it's thinking lion, and I got to get out of the way of the danger. Your brain's reading that from your little 5-year-old. Yes. The threat is still the same to your safety. Okay, so the part of you that knows how to stay calm, the part of you that is loving and wants and is patient and can respond with patience, the part of you that wants to be compassionate and hear them out and, you know, be the adult in the room, essentially. It's not working right now. So we don't need to practice better thoughts. We can try that, but it's not going to work at this point. We got to get our brains regulated so that our rational part of our brain can come back online. So, how do we regulate our body? Well, it doesn't have to be super complicated. I know there's lots and lots of different people out there, especially on social media with, trainings and all these things, and that's good if you have the time to devote to that. But don't overcomplicate it. There are a few things that you can just keep in your back pocket. You know what you go to more readily. Do you fight? Like, do you puff up? Do you yell? Do you want to get control of the room? Or are you more someone that kind of shuts down and ices everybody and gets emotionally distant? Or do you just like dissociate and numb out? You know your go-to. Okay. We all have all three, but you probably have one that's more dominant than another. I myself, I'm a fighter most of the time. That's how I grew up. That's how I responded in situations. That's also what got me labeled the bad one, right? Um, but it happens very quickly. And then I do feel that guilt and that shame if that happens, because of course I don't want to yell. I don't want to puff up, right? And I don't want to repeat patterns that I see from my past. So then it feeds guilt and shame if I go down that route. So I have the awareness. I know where this comes from. I know I have options. So because I know I am more prone to protect myself, it's a defense mechanism by puffing up, and maybe I yell, or maybe I do something to like create physical, like I'm in charge here, control the situation. um what are things I can do right now to think of to have in my back pocket? Some people, some of these might not work for you, others will. So let's just go through a few. Okay. Well, we know breathing is very regulating. It's detoxifying. It moves emotions out of your body. Remember, emotions are energy in motion. They need somewhere to go. So if we don't transform them somehow, we're going to transfer them, which is like when we yell. We don't want to do that, but your body needs to expel that emotion. So it comes out sideways. We don't want it to. Or the flight type of people, you might shut down and you hold your emotions in. That's also not healthy. Okay. Because emotions need somewhere to go. And if you're holding it in, that energy gets stuck in your body and it causes a whole host of issues. But I digress. So, things that you could do. Let's talk about taking some deep, slow breaths. I know in the moment you're like, I don't feel like breathing. Well, if you're not breathing, you're putting your body into stress mode. And stress mode is survival brain, and it's cortisol and adrenaline, and you're not regulated. We got to breathe, okay? So even just right now, just try taking a few deep breaths and count to five. Let it be slow. Five in and five out. Already, you can probably feel parts of your body physically relaxing. Maybe your shoulders came down. Maybe your abdomen relaxed. Maybe your brain kind of took a sigh. Doing that also keeps your lips closed, breathing through your nose. So you can't start saying things that you don't want to say if you're slowly taking some breaths. Hey, friend, thank you so much for being here and following the Bad Mom Show. I would love to hear from you, so let's connect. After the show, send me a DM and let me know what's hitting home for you. What do you struggle with the most as a mom? And what topics would you like to hear more about? This show is all about connection in the community because that is how we truly grow. So reach out to me at the Teresa Todd on Instagram, Facebook, or even TikTok, and I cannot wait to hear from you. Another thing you can do is put your hand on your chest or your hand on your arm and just feel your body. It just brings you back to the present and reminds you, I am okay. I am right here. I am not in this past story. I am safe. You can look around and try to notice just your surroundings, right? Maybe just call out like three or four things you see around you. Just bring yourself back into the present. Sometimes if it's really like you have a lot of big energy, you might need to say, Mommy needs a minute. Mommy needs to take a break. I can't respond to you right now. I need to take a break. I will be right back. And then we can talk about this. And you might need to go and shake out, like literally, like whatever it is, shake your hands out, get that energy out of your arms, jump up and down. Maybe you do need to go scream into a pillow to just, get it out. That's okay. Just get it out in a healthy way. And then once you're regulated, you can come back to your kid. And chances are by that time, they've calmed down too. And you can actually both have a regulated conversation about things. One tactic that I do really like is called a containment hug. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. A lot of people that share regulation tips out there, it's like almost giving yourself, it's giving yourself a hug, basically. So you put your right hand up on your left shoulder, you put your left hand up underneath your right armpit, and you just kind of like, it even like makes you want to like yawn sometimes. And it just, for whatever reason, regulates your nervous system, brings you down. So once you can do a few things, just have a couple in your back pocket. Um, you could even like, it's hard in the moment if you're dysregulated, but even like finding five things that you're grateful for in the moment, because it's really hard to be angry or aggravated or complaining and grateful at the same time. That can even help your brain shift like, okay, wait a minute. Get out of this negative cycle over here. Come back to reality. Even in this hard moment, I can handle hard things. I love my child. I'm her mother. I'm here to help her. I love being a mom. This is a challenge, but I can handle it. Whatever it is. But you just start signaling to your body, we're okay. We are safe. And instead of it being like, my child's a problem, it's my child's having a hard time and I'm having a hard time too. I'm coming back online and then I can parent from a more regulated place. So once you've done that and there's been a little space, this is something I also think that a lot of us miss and get wrong. And that is going straight to judging yourself. If the moment went sideways and you said the thing you didn't want to say, or you yelled, or you shut down, or whatever, this is, it's common, I know, but we've got to try not to go here. We go straight to, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Why do I keep doing this? Why can't I change? I should be a better mom. I should be better than this by now. And it really does. it shuts down, again, any progress that you can make in terms of rewiring your brain because it goes back to an old story and it goes back to you're the problem. And it sends beliefs of defeat and hopelessness and frustration, even self hatred. And we can't move forward if we are persecuting ourselves and punishing ourselves in our minds. So instead, shift back to curiosity. Again, what am I feeling right now? What is my body telling me? What is this? What feeling is it bringing up? Where do I feel it in my body? What is this reminding me of? Ask God to help you. Lord, show me, where does this come from? And He will show you. He will show you a point in your story, and you can go back to that moment with Him and be like, oh, yeah, it might be something you'd completely forgotten about, or something that you told yourself was no big deal, but it's coming up. Give it attention. What did you need in that moment that you didn't get when you felt the frustration or the anger or the hurt? What was going on? Right? Oh, well, I felt misunderstood. I felt rejected. I felt invisible, like my needs don't matter. Things will come up. Now we're getting honest. Now we're getting somewhere because the trigger is not about the current moment. That is a signal. It's a sign. It's a good thing. It's telling you, hey, pay attention to me over here. There's more to this story. Okay. Now that we've done all that, we have to learn to separate our child from our story. And this is huge because your child is not your past, right? Our past is informing how we see our child, but our child is not the problem. Our child is not our past. Your child is not you. You are not your mom. Uh, you are not doomed to give them the same childhood that you had. You are not the same person, and they are not the same person. Do you understand? Like, we have to separate the two. So before responding to your child, ground yourself in the present. This is my child. She or he is my responsibility. I am a sturdy leader. I am safe. They are safe. I get to choose how I respond. That pause is going to change everything. You're seeing them in a different light. You're seeing yourself in a different light. You're speaking truth and authority over yourself, and you're speaking truth over who your child is. You are equipped to handle this. God chose you to be their mother on purpose. You have great purpose. You have gifts that they need as a leader. You love them passionately. You protect them passionately. All of that, though, comes from a regulated brain and from separating ourselves from our story and separating our child from our story. So now we can respond more regulated, not perfectly, but with intention. So what does that look like? Maybe instead of yelling, you lower your voice instead. That signals to them to calm down. You can be really honest and say, Mommy needs a second. I'm going to go calm down for a second. That might help them too. You could even, this is a really great thing to do before, we know moments are going to happen. Have a sit down with your kids and say, hey, you remember last time Mommy got really frustrated and she yelled at you and said some things she didn't want to say? Man, I really needed to take a break. I needed to step away for a second and calm my body down before I came and talked to you. Then that would have been a way healthier way to handle the situation. When you get angry, what helps you calm down? Or when you feel scared, what helps you feel safe? They can come up with some things that work for them, and you come up with the things that work for you. And then in that moment when you're like, I need to go step away for a second, you can say, hey, go to your toolbox too. Like, we both need to calm down, and then we can talk about this. And they might fight you on it, but you still walk and go away and go do what you need to do. Chances are they're going to go, even if it's like a mental tool that they can just do in their head, they're going to find some way to go regulate too. And everybody, it's cool because then they're learning about themselves and what helps them calm down and realizing like it helps you too. Oh, in these situations, Like your son might need something very different than your daughter does. And it's just going to help you all realize like big emotions are going to happen. Big emotions aren't bad, but we can't solve the problem until we have calmed ourselves down. It helps them understand how their brains work and to be okay with their big feelings and not feel bad about them because a lot of us grew up feeling bad about our big feelings. We weren't taught how to regulate. I don't even know if that was really a thing back then, like it is now. But it's just being, again, you're being honest with your kids. You're showing them you're human and they're human and it's okay, right? But here are some tools to help you calm down. It's a really good thing to do. I highly recommend doing it because everybody needs something different. So, yes, regulation doesn't mean that we're not going to feel big emotions, that we're not going to ever get angry again, that you're going to respond with perfect regulated responses every time. No, but it is going to slow down that pattern, whatever your fallback is, whether it's to fight or to flee or to freeze, and you're going to be more present, you're going to regulate faster, and you're going to be able to resolve things with your kids in a more calm, compassionate, loving manner, which is what we all want. Okay. How are you feeling about this? You feel good? Okay, good. Okay. So let's talk about the long-term change. Not the moment itself, but what do you do if you had the blow up or you went distant or whatever it is? You know that you didn't handle the situation well. Instead of replaying the shame, I want you to reflect on those things. What triggered you? What were you feeling underneath? What part of your story was showing its face and saying, hey, I need some attention over here? Um, a big part of this too is like if we don't respond well, is to give yourself and your children the gift of repair. And I'm actually going to talk about that more in the next episode because this is something really important. But don't forget that repair is such a gift. And as always, this is not something we do on our own. You must bring God into your story and you must bring him into these parenting moments, right? He knows you better than you know yourself. So when you do take a step back, asking God, well, being honest first, confessing, like, hey, I didn't handle that well. I felt really angry, or I feel really angry right now, God. I'm feeling really frustrated with my child. I don't feel like I know how to handle this. I'm scared. Here comes the truth. I'm scared that I don't know how to handle this, God. And it feels really helpless, really hopeless because I want to help my child and I want to do it in a loving way. Can you help me, God? Give me the words. Calm my body down. Show me where this is coming from. Show me how to handle this in a healthier way. He's totally going to help you. And that was so freeing for me because, I put a lot of pressure on myself too to get it right. You're not going to always get it right, but he has the guidance that you need. You don't need another book. There's lots of those. We just need to get honest about it, right? If you need to have an ear to share it with and talk it through, reach out. I love helping people with this stuff, but God can handle it. And he's in the moment with us. So he knows. He knows what you need and what your kids need, right? Pray for your child in that moment. Lord, help me speak to the truth and who they are. Show me the truth and who they are. Help me communicate with them. What do they need right now? So, wrapping this up, if you take anything from this episode, what I hope you remember is that your overreactions are not for nothing. There is a reason they're happening. It is normal. This is your body responding the way it was created to something it learned a long time ago. But you don't have to stay stuck there. It doesn't define you, right? And if you hide and you feel shame, confess this stuff, shed the light on it. Don't stay stuck there. You are not the only one, okay? You are more than capable of responding with love and regulation. Get curious about the root of things. Separate your past from the present. Do what you need to do. Take your tools, for how to stay regulated, to come back to the present and get out of the brain trail that's stuck in the past. Start speaking that truth over yourself and your children and choose a different response. Not perfectly. It's probably a little trial and error going on here. But the more consistently you practice this, the sooner things start to change and you will see the change. And just remind yourself and your kids that you're human and you love each other and you're there for each other and you can repair with each other. If this episode spoke to you, please let me know. I'd love to know what stood out. Let me know what you struggle with and share it with a friend because, hey, we are all in this thing together and we all need to gird each other up. And as always, make sure that you are following The Bad Mom Show. New episodes drop every Wednesday, and I don't want you to miss next week because I'm going to go even deeper into this, not just about why we react, but how we can actually change it. You are not a bad mom. You are bad in the best way. You are blessed. You are already approved of, and you are divinely designed as the heart of your home. God chose you for your family. You came into this family with purpose and a plan and gifts and passion and all of it to be used for good. And anything from the past, God can redeem it. Okay? So I hope you have a great week and I will see you next time.